After completing my first degree in 2005, I wasn't exactly sure what I wanted to do with my life. So, out of desperation, I took a job at a real estate title company. They told me I'd be in charge of researching property taxes. Okay, great, I replied, while simultaneously in my head thinking, I have no idea what that is. However, for the next 2.5 years, I checked file after file after file. In addition to this monotonous task, I had the pleasure of working with, shall I say, an interesting group of people. If I would have been asked to describe the ones who really got to me, it would sound a little something like this. My coworker Kate. Yeah, she must show up around 8:45, maybe. I mean, I get there around 9 and she's always already there. Oh yes, she likes her coffee with cream and sugar. Just one and no artificial sweeteners. I'd say she's pretty productive if you consider instant messaging other coworkers being productive. But I'm sure they're discussing something really, really important, like who left their dishes in the sink or who didn't brew a new pot of coffee. You know, the things that are critical to the workday. Well, she sits on the other side of me and she loves to eat her yogurt. She loves it so much that she scrapes the bottom of the cup until there is not an ounce of yogurt left. Scrape, 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 scrape. And then sometimes after the yogurt, she'll eat a banana, and then she leaves the banana on the desk all day long. Now, don't get me wrong, Kate's awesome. I love working with her, except on the days when she wears the heels. And then there's Brian. Just to be clear, that's Brian with a Y and not an I. Well, quiet definitely isn't the word I'd use to describe him. And I can't decide which is worse. Listening to him clip his nails on his lunch break, or gab all day long about his fantasy football team and how well they're doing. Because to be honest, I find both of them to be equally obnoxious. Oh, and then on top of that, there's his obsession with Wrigley's gum. Most days he chews double mint, but once in a while I'll catch a whiff of something a little more exotic. Particular? Yes. He claims he can't work well unless his chair is at a certain height. So every night before I leave, I readjust his chair. Just a little bit. I think all these quirks stuck out mostly because I didn't like my job. By chance, I went to visit a friend while she was working at an ad agency. As she showed me around the creative department, I couldn't help but notice all the interesting things they were working on and how they had much nicer furniture. I thought to myself, this is where I might fit in. Soon after, I applied to study graphic design. I said goodbye to the title insurance company and hello to CCA. I also said hello to a lot of sleepless nights that were dedicated to working on my projects. But somehow they always managed to get done right on time. So now as I begin my new career, I keep wondering what it's going to be like to work at an office full of designers. Are they going to wear black every day and analyze the typographic hierarchy on the menus when we go out to lunch? And cringe when the client asks for the type to be bigger? And all try to keep straight faces while watching the transitions on a client's PowerPoint presentation? And stop dead in their tracks when passing a sign where the kerning just isn't quite right? And then I realize that this time, it doesn't matter, because I'll be joining right in with them.